Hello and welcome everyone. This is Ryan of Happy, Healthy, Vegan coming to you, at least for me, Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, live on YouTube exclusively. And if you're watching after the fact, now you know what time you can watch and join us. What really makes these live streams cool is not me. I'm just some boring old music producer dude. But no, it's the cool crowd that comes and has been coming for years and years. So thanks everyone. That's what makes this these Friday gatherings quite fun. So yeah, if you're not sure what's going on, this is when we get together and discuss any and all things vegan. I see Peter, he's been a member for 46 months on our Happy Fam. That's our channel member. So thanks, Peter. Did you hear that Paul Saladino said that it's a majority of diet is fruit? Also, the majority of his diet is fruit. He's he's all over the place. The formerly known carnivore MD. So when we get together and discuss any and all things vegan, all the nonsense that's related to it, because this Paul Saladino guy used to say plants are trying to kill us. All you need to do is eat meat and maybe a couple other animal bits and his supplements now, I guess, but now his majority of diet is fruit too. So crazy. So we talk about all the nonsense that surrounds veganism and vegan diets and all the anti-vegan knuckleheads out there saying all this nonsense. So anyway, I just want to get together and do that. So if you're vegan or vegan curious, you found a good bunch of people here, we're in alignment with what you're valuing, if that's what you value. And we're a very non-judgmental, very easygoing bunch. We're not level 5,000 vegan a-holes or anything like that. We're not going to give you shit because you're not vegan enough for us. No, as long as you're vegan or you want to learn about veganism, you're at the right place. That's my job here on YouTube. I don't have a job, but my purpose, my intent here is not to bitch at people, not to make myself I don't make myself out to be the coolest person in the world or the most vegan in the world. No, I'm just a simple music producer, like I said, and I share some of my free time advocating for the rights of animals, and I'm happy to share some of my wisdom I've accumulated since going vegan in 2010. So if you're up for that, you found a great place. If you're just wanting to just dabble in, come ask questions. I promise we won't bite. If you're totally not vegan, you're welcome to watch. Again, it's all about your intentions. If you have good intentions, great. If you're going to be an a-hole, me or one of my two moderators will kick your ass right on out of here if you try to just come in here and just be one of those anti-vegans that were on that Jubilee video, basically. Gotta engage. Just don't drop poop all over. Don't throw poop on the wall and expect it to stick. Oh, that didn't stick. Let's try another dumb argument. Come here, bring your best argument, engage in good faith, and we'll get along. I promise. I don't hate non-vegans. That's the thing. There's extreme vegans out there that are on record saying they hate non-vegans. I go, really? You hate your mom and your dad and all your family, basically? You hate everyone? Well, I didn't know vegan. When you went vegan, it means part of the baggage of going vegan is that you must hate 98% of humanity. You might not, I'm realistic. I might dislike what 98% of humanity is doing, but I don't hate them. It's just a whole nother level. It's a more toxic way of looking at it. The optimist is okay, I'm going to try to go after these 98% of the people, not go after them, harm them or shame them, but to try to convince them, show them the truth of what veganism's all about. So if you're one of those people I'll never go vegan and you're watching, I feel sorry for you. and if you want to try again to come here and discuss why you think veganism is wrong, why I'm a bad person because I don't consume animal products, let me know. I'd be really shocked if you said something that, you're right. Yeah, it is wrong for me to consume plants. I should eat animals. I'd love to hear that argument, but I've never heard it yet. So maybe that'll be a first. I don't think so. Now hold my breath. So welcome everyone. Thanks for coming by. Cool. I'm glad to see y'all. So who's here? It looks like everyone's here. Sustainably Sam, are you a relatively new channel member? Well, welcome, Sustainably Sam. Let's see, I saw some people congratulating on something, and Peter said, that other raw, yeah, Peter sent me another raw guy. I know late models say, no, I'm so over that raw guy. No, there's another one, supposedly. I haven't clicked it yet. I saw it in my inbox. Peter says this guy's even crazier, if you can believe that. That other raw guy I sent you says that you can change your eye color with eating nothing but fruit. Yeah, I guess your eyes can go red because you'll get bloodshot from some kind of deficiency, perhaps. Thanks, Sustainably Sam. Glad you think I'm awesome. Ryan, you are the coolest person in the world, though. Thanks. I'll take that. I don't think so, but it's hard to measure coolness. But yeah, you're right, Travis. Sometimes the dumbasses can be amusing because, as Late Model points out, I like to play with them if they come here in good faith. Let's see. Spooky Vet Hedge. Frustrated humanity, maybe. Yeah, humanity can be very frustrating. Not because they're not vegan for the most part, but for other reasons too. Just stupid. Like, just people are just seem like less considerate, just more selfish and unpleasant now, making experiences less pleasant now. What's up? Hey, Metalhead, you sent me formerly vegan Metalhead. Hey, you said at least a very vegan-friendly... Oh, you told me at least a very vegan-friendly sandwich shop opened in your town. And they have different kinds of cheeses, vegan cheese, mock meats. And you said they bring even some vegan chips in because their standard chips aren't vegan. So that's really, really cool. Late Model, you're tired of all the raw guys? I'm tired of them too, but, I guess I gotta respond to like some of their nonsense. Someone's gotta call them out on it. They're just getting away with it, just saying all this crazy crap and not having someone look at what they're saying through an evidence-based point of view and pointing out what they're saying is complete insane nonsense. And I'm just trying to like do my little job here. Giovanni, you're having a Mediterranean bowl while watching. It's got 64 grams of protein. Well, as we saw in that Jubilee video, that red-shirted carnivore later said she can't get her protein on a vegan diet. Really? You're getting 64 grams in that one bowl right there. Like how much protein does this person need? Is she like the most swole, buff human to ever exist? It's funny how that guy, what was his name? Jack, the guy that did the vegan, forgot his name, Dr. Jack. Anyway, he said, it's amazing how I meet all these people who are the only ones that can't be vegan. Hey, V-Lamb's here. Awesome. Good to see you. Good morning. Let's see. What's that, Carmichael? On a vegan page you follow on Facebook, it poses the question, as you get older, what do you like less and less? And 99% of the comments were humans. Like, why? Sounds toxic. Your answer was messy house. Humans are becoming, like, in general, not you guys, but in general, just less pleasant. It's like just more selfish. And, I see people shooting red lights now more than ever. In my hometown now, we're at a record level of traffic, pedestrian fatalities, like cars crashing into people. It's like, it can't even walk, they've screwed up walking. You gotta be super careful. And even then, you can't escape a car accident coming at you randomly 50 miles an hour. But anyway, I digress. Okay, Sustainably Sam, you're not new. You've been following for years. Awesome. And you just recently became a channel member from December 2025. Well, don't be a stranger here. Hopefully this time works out for you. I'm kind of thinking too, I think I got to talk this over with Angie more. I recently came up with the idea, like, not every week I'll make a response video, like responding to Joe Rogan or some raw guy or Jubilee. On those weeks, I think I'll just do a second live stream in the middle of the week, like on like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that, do a live stream instead of a video. And so on some weeks I might have two live streams, a regular Friday night one and a midweek one. And then on other weeks, I'll release a regular response video. So let me know what do you guys think of that idea? So that way I don't feel like the pressure, like I gotta find some amazing, crazy knucklehead to respond to that's saying some crazy crap and I need to respond to it. Because sometimes there's just, it's just like a quiet week, but I'm quite busy. Peter has that raw knucklehead and Late Model sent me some why I'm no longer vegan person like 3 weeks ago. That Jubilee thing just popped out of nowhere this weekend. It just kind of magically fell into my lap. It's like, okay, I know what I'm doing Monday. I'm going to go through that video, watch it, and record my response video after I got back from the gym on Tuesday. So anyway, let's see. That speaking of crazy raw people, Raw Vegan Rising said don't eat anything frozen. And like, why not? If I eat frozen food while I sprout a third head or something like that, like what's the thing that's gonna like kill me or screw me up? Is it gonna like create a disease or something like that if I eat frozen food? Yeah, I might lose a few nutrients in the freezing process, but it's not like so much so that you're gonna die unless you're on a restricted diet, like restricted calories. If you're eating plenty of food, you know, it just losing like a few percent here and there from frozen food's not gonna make any kind of significant difference. But hey, I'm not a dietitian. Go talk to your dietitians. But I don't have to be a dietitian to tell you you're not going to grow a third head or get some like diseases from taking frozen food out of the freezer and eating it. That's just complete crazy. Let's see. Dirty AI, are you a man or a because your name is Nick? What's going on today, man? Can I get a shout? Hey, Dirty AI / Nick, are you a man or are you an artificial intelligence? Peter, yeah, maybe some of those might be members only live streams. Yeah, good point. Yeah, exactly. Carmichael, maybe basketball videos. My basketball videos would be boring now because like 9 out of 10 times when I go to the gym, I don't play anyone. I just work out on my own. Like today, I worked out on my own on the basketball court for about 45 minutes. I usually do it at least an hour if I'm working out on my own, but I cut it short so I could do a run. I ran around the court like for 20 minutes, like an hour, a mile and some change. So boring as hell, you know? So it's really not that exciting. My gym trips are quite boring right now. Just a lot of people don't go there to play basketball when at the hours I go. There's this huge crew that plays from like 6 in the morning to about like 10:30, and it's like 20-30, it's a bunch of people. It's just too crazy, and they're running full court. Most of them like half my age, and I'm just not into full court basketball, chasing guys up and down the court for hours on end. And then you gotta wait if you lose because, you know, there's more than 10 people there. So I just go when they're gone. I prefer half court anyway, so I don't mind, you know, waiting, you know, practicing on my own. And if some guys come, we can get a half court game. Cool, that's my thing. I've always hated full court anyway for the most part. If you're taller, you know what I mean. People think, oh, this guy's tall. He's like the size of a point guard in college or the pros. He can't possibly like bring the ball up and stuff. They think, hey, go down and get the rebounds. Like, you get my rebounds. You shoot worse than I do. Anyway, what else are you guys talking about? Peter points out sometimes frozen food has more nutrients because it's frozen at the peak of freshness. So yeah, it's like a wash, you know, it's like cooked food. Yeah, the raw thing is like, if you cook your food, you're destroying nutrients. You're not going to get all the nutrients. Oh, well, in some cases, heating food makes the nutrients more bioavailable, you know, so it's a wash. You know, again, just eat a well-balanced, well-planned, diverse diet. You don't have to do these extreme things like eat only raw food or never have frozen food. You're gonna grow a third head or something like that. Yeah, exactly, VLAM, exactly. My basketball video wouldn't be boring. Not bored. We can all watch you run around by myself. Yeah, people don't watch my videos anyway, but that's guaranteed to have people click away. There's this old dude running around a basketball court by himself. Yeah, sign me up. I want to subscribe to that. Oh, what's going on, late model? Ryan, I'll be in that place you want to move to next month. No. Your friend bought 5 acres with a vineyard on it. Oh my gosh, you just finished a custom house? Oh man, so jealous. Well, cool. You gotta keep me informed while you're there. Let me know what you're doing. Maybe you can do some house hunting and stuff for me. No, I can't go right now though. Let's see. Yeah, Peter, if I did a midweek live stream, I would pick a different time. Yeah, instead of going on at 6 p.m. Pacific, I'd go on at noon or something like that. Just do it totally differently. Try to get more people involved. So cool. I'm jealous though. You're gonna go see the place I want to move to. Let's see, what's that label? You're tall, but you're horrible at basketball. A 5th grader kicked your butt in a game of horse the other day on our court. Hey, if you don't practice, you know, you're going to be bad at it, you know, despite if you have like a good body for it, like in your case, height, you know. Let's see, pure inertia. Okay, I haven't seen you before. It looks like you have a question. What do I think of eating leftover animal products that would otherwise go to waste? I feel like reducing waste is important, but I also don't want to treat animals as commodities. Well, you raise an excellent question here. So first of all, let's look at the definition. Oops, that's not the definition of veganism. Let me get the right image here. The definition of veganism is that it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. Why? Because animals have inherent moral worth. They have, you know, they're sentient, they are agents, they make decisions, they plan things, and they are not objects, they're not property. So they are the owners of their own lives. So they that's why we ought to give them rights. I think it's a moral imperative. The bottom line is they're not objects. They're not like things to use for your benefit. That's exploitation, whether they're alive or dead. Just like humans, we don't eat humans, we don't raise humans and breed them into existence and eat them. And neither do we eat, like if you see a human that got hit, like a motorcyclist got hit by a SUV or a Tesla and the guy's dead, you don't say, hey, I just might as well eat them, right? It's like, why? Because they have their own inherent moral worth. They're not objects to be utilized. I'm gonna just use that guy's body. It's not gonna go anywhere. So if you did that, you'd be like normalizing human eating. Okay, I'm trying to get away from something as gross as cannibalism. The same thing. If you're saying, okay, well, since the animal's already dead, I'm gonna eat it. It's like, well, then you're normalizing animal eating. It's not for you to do things with to benefit yourself. It has its own inherent, it's not an object or property. So hopefully I gave you my 2 cents on that. Some people might disagree with that. Screw that. It's already dead, so it's not like being exploited or harmed. But then you're normalizing eating animals. You're still giving some kind of consent. It might not be the most major 100% thumbs up. Yeah, eating animals is cool. No, you're giving at least some. Like it's cool in some circumstances. I could see. Okay, if you were lost in the desert, you haven't eaten for a week, you're gonna die, and you found some roadkill. Okay, if you needed that to stay alive, I'm not gonna question that. But if you're in a normal non-survival situation, as you probably are, as most of us are, I don't see any reason why to eat. First of all, eating roadkill sounds absolutely gross. It's that's a great way to get some kind of infection or something like that. But it's just I don't understand. So anyway, let me get back to other questions here. Hey, Frank Chen, I think you used to give us jokes before. What's the most depressed vegetable? Asparagus. Nice. Okay. And speaking of cherries, oh my God, it's getting close to cherry season. That usually happens sometime around now. I got to start checking out my local farmer's market. Yeah, that's the only time I go to. I used to go all the time, like every Sunday we'd go like for years, but we haven't done that in a long time, except when cherry season rolls around. Then I'm going every week, dropping like $30-$40 on local, well, for us local, California cherries. So anyway, Carmichael, do you think you could beat me in a game of basketball? It depends. I tell you, one-on-one's my favorite. I like playing half court. I tell you, I don't really like playing 5-on-5. Too many people, too many bad decisions. The ability for me to control things diminishes when there's more people. When it's one-on-one, I can control a lot of defense. I can have a lot of impact on the game. So depends. If you play a lot, we'll have a good game. If you don't play, I'll destroy you probably. So it all depends on what your skill level is. AJ, thank you so much for weekly cult dues. I appreciate that, AJ. Thanks so much.
Weekly cult dues.
And yes, veganism is a cult. In case anyone's new, they haven't been watching. You probably heard you vegans aren't a cult. Yeah, we are, and I'm the ringleader. It turns out I've been keeping it kind of quiet, but I've been more outspoken and open and transparent that I am the owner and operator of the vegan cult TM. So anyway, thanks so much, AJ. Your cult dues will go to very good use. What's that? Former metalhead. You saw a video where a guy who didn't earn or spend money, and he would eat roadkill. Yeah, I guess if you're in that situation, that's close to a survival situation. If you don't have the means to buy food, you're at heaven's mercy. If you could find some fruit on the neighbor's tree, yeah, get it. If you see some roadkill, I get it, I guess. Yeah, you wouldn't really be able to eat in accordance with your ethics and morals. And that's one thing about veganism. Yeah, it's not something, and for people in situations like they're on the edge like that, edge of the environment, edge of being homeless or actually are homeless, or the survival situation that all vegans seem to always have to defend. But anyway, Late model, yes. I finished my taxes a few weeks ago. I just finished paying them though. I just realized I did my estimated taxes, paid the federal government, did it all electronically, and somehow through all that shuffle, like, oh, I never ended up paying the state. So I just did that, I think, yesterday. It's like, I'm glad I figured it out. Just like, I had 6 days to spare or so. But how about you? Did you get your taxes all handled? It sucked. It's been a rough year. I told you, having to pay all of the pay the feds, pay the estimated taxes to the feds, in the little, like, less than $100 to the state, but still, it's like, I'm usually getting money back from the state. But anyway, and then got to pay my accountant, and then had to pay my electrician to put in an outlet so I could put in the dishwasher because the old one broke, and that cost money. It's been kind of crazy. Even got my car serviced, and that cost a little more than I thought it would. But anyway, so thanks, AJ. That's where the cult funds are going for right now. It's not going to promote veganism right now. It's just to pay the cult leaders, disproportionate amount of expenses that are hitting right now. So yeah, I'm definitely not going to get one of those new MacBook Neos. I thought I'd add that into my computer collection here because I don't have a laptop. I got a very powerful desktop computer, but it's here. It's stuck here. It's not like a MacBook Pro. It's a Mac Studio. It's stuck here. And my daily driver is my iPad. If I'm just sitting around, I don't leave the house to go to a job. I just carry my iPad everywhere I go. And even if I leave the house, I often bring my iPad with me. Just hop on a Wi-Fi and bam, I'm at work. In fact, I can like tunnel into my computer here and do some stuff. So anyway, you paid your taxes 2 months ago. You owed a lot. Sorry to hear that. Yeah, taxes blows. It just costs too much to be alive. It's depressing, It's like, gosh, I don't really get to go out and do many like big cool things. I'm just like, the money I get just goes to like keep myself alive, paying the bills, paying taxes, paying appliances that are broken, and vehicle stuff, insurance. It sucks, And you got capital gains this year. Well, at least capital gains is taxed for typically at a lower rate than most people would be taxed for income. So I guess you could take some solace at that. Yeah, I know. Paul Saladino says don't eat seed oils. Who knows? $5. Paul Saladino will be eating seed oils in 5 years. Just taking a guess. Who knows? Wow, Metalhead, you have a $2,000 bed frame that your brother-in-law gave you? Is it really nice? Uncle, hey, Uncle, a new computer is tax deductible. Absolutely, 100%. And when I was meeting with my accountant back in March, that's one thing I regret when I was going over my expenses for that. I knew it before I met her, right? Because I do all the pre-prep here. I spend several days a week getting all my stuff together here. Anyway, I noticed, I didn't really buy that much stuff last year, so I didn't have that many write-offs. But yeah, it is nice when you buy something that you can write it off. I thought last year I was going to be able to write off like a $10,000+ expense on air conditioning redo we had to do here. Then my accountant said, no, it doesn't work like that. Because anything you attach to your house is like part of the house's value. So when I sell the house later, I can like deduct whatever I spent on the AC work. But I thought that was going to give me a nice write-off right there. I thought, okay, I can write off $10,000+ right there, but it didn't work out that way. So that's why I guess my taxes are higher this year. I thought I was going to get a nice break there, and I didn't. So that sucked. You're into your Gen X grump mode. Cool. What do you call a hat made of soy? A beanie. Awesome, Frank Chen. Yeah, Uncle says at least you have gains. So that's some good news. At least you do have gains. And also I said, capital gains are usually taxed at a lower rate than income, so it could have been worse. I'm just trying to look on the bright side for you, late model. I know it doesn't really do anything though, because it still sucks to have to pay taxes. Especially when our taxes go to all these wonderful things like wars and subsidies for agriculture and beef and cheese and eggs and all that. So anyway, okay, so this $20,000 or $2,000 bed frame, it really is nice. And the bed, you got the bed with it too. You got the whole thing. Awesome. Travis, start your own business and write off everything. That's what I do. That's what I've been doing since like 1991, basically. But yeah, that's a good thing for everyone else. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you start your own business, almost everything you buy can be justified as a write-off. There's some exceptions. Like I said, I thought the air conditioning system would be, but it wasn't. But yeah, most stuff, yeah, you can just write off. And, you know, standard deduction. I get all that stuff confused. That's what you do if you don't write the stuff off. Yeah, my accountant will, yeah, I have a great accountant. She'll find me the best situation for me. That's why I pay her the big bucks, because I can't do it and she knows what's going on, which I don't. What's that, AJ? Existence in the U.S. is harmful. Not so much in countries with universal health care. I know, you can't afford to even freaking get sick. Always the threat of healthcare going away now. It sucks. So yeah, it sucks. Life's not awesome in the United States typically for a lot of us. Some of us, it's great. I'm just not part of that us. Metalhead, you're low income and get money back. Hey, so that means you like put more into it through your paychecks and stuff like that. Awesome. It's always good to get money back. I'm with you there, late model. Yeah, I got the declining parents situation too. Always something going on, dealing with them. Dealing with their problems, trying to help them, take care of them, and keep ourselves sane at the same time. Perimenopause, I don't got that, but maybe I have a male version or something like that. Your spark isn't bright, but you're plugging along, you ride the waves. That's exactly how we feel, late model. And if you've been listening to our latest songs, that's kind of part of a major theme that comes up in many of the lyrics of our songs. So you're feeling the same thing that we're feeling too. Just like, will it ever be okay, Nothing even matters anymore. I'm just quoting some of our lyrics right there, Uncle, your financial advisor does taxes for you. Cool, yeah. I can kind of say the same for me. She's a financial advisor. I've never really used her in that capacity for myself personally, but yeah, she's a financial advisor and does taxes for free. Oh, I don't get free though, because mine, I'm paying for at least 2 hours of her time. So, whatever your accountant charges per hour times that by 2, that's what I'm paying. No, I even before YouTube Countryfied Vegan, I've been self-employed, as a musician, for years. So the first 1099 I got, was probably in 1992. So ever since then, I've been self-employed, independent music producer. So no, I've been having accountants help me since probably about 1993 onward. Metalhead, declining parents as well. Millennial, but if you were born 6 months later, you would have been Gen Z. Wow, so you're quite young to be dealing with declining parents. So sorry to hear about that, Metalhead. Too bad that couldn't have happened later on, like it's going on for late model and I, us Gen Xers here. Brivten, I see some weird comments. Meat? You got declining too after... Oh, you began to eat meat. Oh, really? Okay. You hate taxes and Linux. Interesting. Linux operating system and taxes. Well, you can't avoid taxes, really, unless you want to get in trouble eventually. But it's really easy to avoid Linux, unless that's part of your job or something like that. Uncle, do I send a 1099 to myself if I'm self-employed? No, people that I receive money from send me 1099. So say for instance, Google, or their parent holding company, sends me one for YouTube ad revenue and stuff like that. Just for starters, I get ones from music distributors and publishers, stuff like that too. So yeah, I get a lot of 1099s basically. Let's see. That's nice. Nicely. Well, you took your parents to a dinner shower the other night. It was sweet. Awesome. Yeah, I saw my mom last weekend, and yeah, she said family friend was going to take them out for Easter on Sunday. Last week you guys were asking, was I gonna do anything for Easter? And I said, I don't think so. And turned out we did. Like, yeah, the live stream was last Friday. Angie told me like the next day, like, as always, got a late call from her sisters, and they're getting together at one of the sisters' house for Easter. Did I say Thanksgiving? I can't remember if I said. I always say Thanksgiving for every holiday. But anyway, yeah, we went, hung out with her fam. Saw the little kids. The little kids are getting old now. The oldest ones are like about to be like teenagers now. It's like, whoa, like, you guys are, and it's weird talking to them now. It's like, wow, they're like a real person. Not to say they weren't real persons before. You know what I'm talking about. There's a certain point where their brain is like more developed. Like, whoa. It's like the jump from, like, you know, when you like say, if you looked at when Chat GPT came out and in 2023 to where it's at now, it's like, whoa, it's like you know, there's way more stuff going on. So it's like, I'm not trying to compare human intelligence to machine intelligence. My point is like, wow, it's like, wow, we can have these real intense conversations now. So anyway, Ryan, play some of my music. You can just listen to it. Yeah, in fact, I was just right, like, for like the hour or so before the live stream. I always stop about half an hour before so I can get ready for the live stream. But yeah, I was working on a new song idea. I showed it to Angie right before the live stream started. But yeah, we have other songs. We got to work on vocals. We have a song that's all ready to go. Just needs to sing on it. So hopefully we'll get that going this weekend. It's supposed to rain Sunday, which is a perfect time to record, as long as it ain't too hitting heavy on the roof or anything like that. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, Linux is a computer operating system for those who are not aware. I haven't touched Linux in ages, or any kind of Unix type operating system. I just got my Macs. Hey, Martine, buenos tardes or noches. What's that? It's being noches for you. Cool. I'm glad you're watching from Argentina. Thank you. Let's see. Wow, this sounds like a weird question. Pure inertia. Do I eat artificial colors or flavors? When you see natural flavors in the ingredients list, do you avoid that too? You know, I don't eat too many foods that would be affected by that. So I probably get some, because it's not something I'm always on the lookout for. But just kind of by default, by the kinds of foods that I prefer to eat, I don't eat too many things like candies or things like, you know, yeah, I hope that answers your question. It's not like a thing I'm like totally like on the lookout for. So some might slip through, but I probably don't eat many. It's pretty rare when I probably eat something that has artificial colors. Okay, the Artemis spaceship is landing right now. Okay, yeah, I thought it was supposed. Yeah, it is landing today, huh? Cool. Hopefully it all goes good. No, I don't think that's our best song ever. Used to be, but yeah, that song does also reflect that sentiment that we're talking about here. This kind of feeling that Angie and I are feeling, and I'm glad to know it's not just us. Not that I want people to share our misery and pain too, but it's not. There's kind of unity. Like, okay, we're all in this together. These are natural things to be feeling for some of us right now. Well, that's awesome. Your mom avoided artificial dyes since the 70s. Yeah, that's totally ahead of the curve. Awesome. Yeah, Britain, Mac is Unix derived. BSD Unix to be specific. Some kind of Berkeley Unix flavor or something like that. But yeah, that's what's underneath all the Mac OS. Even I think the iOS and all that too is some kind of BSD Unix underpinning. So if you ever seen Linux, yeah, that's what's running underneath Mac OS basically. But it's called Unix. Yeah, move through the line. That's what I'm saying. Whole food, plant-based. You really don't get natural, artificial flavors and stuff like that. But yeah, not every. I eat primarily whole food foods, you know, but not 100% of the time. It's like I'm vegan 100% of the time, but whole food, yeah, most of the time. So if I eat some like say some plant-based Ben and Jerry's, let's say I haven't had any in a year or two, or just a plant-based ice cream. When I'm getting that, I'm not looking at the artificial natural flavors thing. I'm looking at the saturated fat, if anything. And even then, I know I'm not going to eat it, on a frequent basis or anything like that. So, yeah. Vegan food didn't help herpes? I wouldn't think it would. Why would eating plants instead of animal products help someone with herpes? Okay, so Carmichael has a very practical question. If you came on here and announced that you now drink your own urine, would you get exiled from all future streams? I wouldn't exile you, Carmichael. Are you drinking your own urine though? Oh yeah, your mom. It's been 5 weeks now, late model, since your mom got that knee surgery. And she's rocking, already lifting weight again. Awesome, great. That's good news. Glad there's no complications there. Let's see, Al Gibbs. Yeah, I'm that guy. I'm one of the guys. I was on the doctor show with Angie. Who claimed to eat a lot of bananas. Yeah, that was me. Yeah, they were trying to find someone who ate only bananas, like Banana Island, and they couldn't find anyone, but they heard about me, and okay, we'll take him. He lives in LA. We don't have to fly him out. He can just drive out. And this is like 2 days before the show. Yeah, we'll take the crazy banana guy from LA. So yeah, I did that. Yeah, I forgot what year that was, like 2015 or something like that. 14 years plant-based for you now. Awesome. Yeah, I've been vegan since 2010. Carmichael, just tell us the truth if you're drinking your own urine now, and then we'll take it from there. I'll do follow-up questions based on if you say yes or no as to whether or not you are really, not just jokingly, but honestly, truthfully, drinking your own urine. What's that? David Avocado Wolf, Peter says, that forget the vaccine, but he does recommend a urine vaccine. What in the effing hell is a urine vaccine? Anyone hear of this? Peter, if you understand what that means, tell me what is a urine vaccine. I've never heard those two words conjoined together like that. There's urine, there's vaccines. There should not be a urine vaccine. So God, pray, tell me, what in the hell is a urine vaccine? This is why I make these videos, because there's so much dumb, crazy information out there about veganism, about health. It's just insane, the kind of stuff that people have been saying all these years, and it's getting worse now. But anyway, yeah, tell us. Okay, yeah, it's literally filling a syringe with your own urine and injecting it into your skin. Oh God, yeah, David Wolf. That's all I'm gonna say. David Wolf, you know. Let's leave it at there. Oh God. Wow. Yeah, and VLAN, just don't drink any urine, whether it's yours or your friends or your enemies. Just don't drink urine. It's something your body's gotten rid of. If you need some kind of nutrient that might be in the urine, I bet you $5 you can find it in something else that's not as gross and potentially like damaging for you. Carmichael, okay, I don't understand. You are drinking your own urine in pre-ingested form? Are you serious? And what is pre-ingested form? I don't understand what pre-ingested urine is. How do you ingest what's already in you? And then if it's already in you, how do you drink it? I don't understand. I agree with you too, AJ. I think we are the dumbest creatures on the planet. He means water. I'm not sure how that's pre-ingest. Oh, well, water is not urine. Water's water. Yeah. And urine is just, you know, a lot of processing happens and stuff to make urine happen. But anyway, why are we talking about this right now? Martine, how do I reach my daily dose of vitamin A? Yeah, I really don't know. That's not a vitamin I track. I think it's in my multivitamin. I'd have to go check right now, so I couldn't tell you off the top of my head. Do I know if there's a minimal amount of greens? Yeah, I'd say I'm not a dietitian or a nutritionist, so I couldn't tell you what plants have vitamin A or great bioavailable sources. I don't know. And yeah, I honestly have no answer for you. I'd probably start with my my like daily sup and see what the vitamin A content is. Okay, so is beer vegan? And Sustainably by Sam says almost all beer is vegan. So that's good to know because I'm not a beer drinker, so I have no clue. Um, all right, cool. Yeah, most beers are vegan, but not all. So I guess if you're rolling the dice, odds are you're probably going to end up getting a vegan beer, meaning that there's no animal products involved in it. Not that they're making it in a necessarily intentionally ethical manner to avoid animal cruelty. It just happens to be vegan, like like Oreos supposedly happen to be vegan. They're not made with an ethical intention. Yeah, where is Foo at, huh? Yeah, Peter says beer is usually just hops, malt, and barley. Usually. But sometimes beer is filtered with fish bladders. Like, why? That sounds expensive and gross and not necessary. Hey, Joseph, what's up? I don't remember you being around. Joseph, are you a new family, happy fam member? And if you have been around for a long time, let me know. Maybe I've forgotten you, so I apologize. Yeah, Fu probably went to bed. He's had some rough weeks lately, so I can't say I blame him. As you get older, I tell you, sleep is weird. Like last night, I slept pretty good, but the night before that, went to bed around midnight. Woke up maybe like at 5:30 or 6, and then took a pee and came back, and I got trouble going back to sleep. I was kind of not feeling it all day, so I went. Yeah, I felt pretty tired last night. Went to bed early and got good sleep. So you never know how it's going to work out. Bitvin asks, happy user of Mac? Mean like Macintoshes, Mac OS? Yeah. I've been using Macs exclusively maybe for like 20 years. I used to keep a PC around here for web development purposes and checking websites. I used to be a web developer, checking on different different platforms, different browsers and all that stuff. Yeah, since I don't do that stuff anymore, yeah, all my creative software, all my productivity software is on Mac. So yeah, I don't think I have any envy. Oh, I wish I had a PC for this or that other purpose. It's not limiting me or anything. But there are some areas where it might be, if you're like, say, a hardcore chess player and running all the chess software and engines, a PC seems better. But yeah, for what I do, making music, editing video, running local large language models, editing, it works fine. Yeah. Yeah, web dev. I haven't done that in a long time. I got into it with the intention to like help me move back to San Francisco in like the late 90s, early 2000s, and I just never ended up doing that. But it was good while it lasted. It paid decently well. But now web developers get paid jack, and all the vibe coding, and it's just not a good. It's not like it used to be. Let's say. And everyone trained in this stuff. When I was doing it, it was a new thing, so there weren't that many of us at the time, and it was competitive. I had recruiters on my side trying to get me the best paying position, stuff like that. Not anymore. What software do I use to make music? I would say 99% of the time I'm in Logic Pro, which is made by Apple. So that's why, yeah, Mac is fine for me. That you only can run it on Mac computers. It used to be a Windows software, but yeah, Mac bought eMagic, the company that makes Logic, long time ago. It was around 2000 or so, and it's been on Mac ever since. Okay, Guinness beer is now vegan. Wow, okay, it was not vegan before. Well, that's a big win. Let's see. Wow, you find Apple OS confusing? Well, if you're not on it, it can be kind of, it's a thing that you're on every day. That just seems, that becomes second nature to you. So even if it's you're on Linux every day or Windows, that becomes second nature. For me, I've been using Macs. I told you, I started using Mac OS. I first Macs have been my main computer since 1994, I think. So I've evolved with Mac OS through all the years. So yeah, I'm pretty good at like troubleshooting, fixing things, finding my way around. But yeah, when I hop on a non-Mac device, Windows or Linux, like, whoa, this is trippy, It's just because I'm not looking at it all the time. Let's see, AJ, your favorite guitarists are Jimi Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Awesome, cool. Those guys are shredders, bluesy shredders. Really good. Like Jimi Hendrix is arguably the most influential, rock guitarist, but yeah, he's amazing. Let's see. Hey Heidi, I don't know if I said Heidi today. Heidi, you've only used Macs. And Sarah says Bestie has been using computers since the 70s. If I want help, I need to use what he's using. You need to use what he commands you use. So what is he commanding you use? Interestingly, is he commanding you to use? Oh, I thought you said you bought a MacBook Air, right? He's a creative, so I imagine he's probably been on Apple stuff, right? Because Apple seemed to have a head start as far as being, ahead of the curve for creatives, like desktop publishing. It really got started on Macs. The early days, like music software was, Mac dominant. Now it seems to be more equalized. Apple only, yeah, that's what we do. We just do Apple only here. Even though I do have a Samsung, a family member's old Samsung smartphone that I keep around and do some crap with. But yeah, other than that, it's all Apple stuff here. Let's see, Britvin, you have a Windows 98 computer and a Windows 2000 computer. Awesome. I don't think those are safe, right? I mean, unless you know what you're doing, those sounds like they're probably not being patched by Microsoft anymore. But or maybe you're totally safe, because why would hackers target those platforms? Because no one's on them. You've had tons of Macs, MacBook Pros for the most part, but have at least last two have been Airs. That's all you need right now, unless you're doing something hardcore. Yeah, MacBook Airs are very, they're not low-end computers. People might think that. No, that's the new MacBook Neo. And you still can do some amazing, surprisingly, you can edit photos, video, do some music on it too. But yeah, MacBook Air is much more capable, has more RAM, it's faster chip. But yeah, Airs are great. The Airs are they have powerful chips in them. They're a good computer. Let's see. Uncle, when I moved to Linux, why? All my software's on Mac, and again, I wouldn't be able to figure stuff out and troubleshoot. No, everything. I wouldn't be able to do what I do. They don't make Logic Pro for Linux. They don't make Final Cut Pro for Linux. Yeah, so no, I would definitely not move to Linux. There's absolutely zero benefit of me moving to Linux, and just all bunch of negatives. Not saying Linux is bad, but for my purposes, it's just no point. Yeah, David Gilmour, that's Pink Floyd, basically. He's their guitarist and often singer. Wow, you're figuring out what concert to go for your amphitheater this summer. I missed one of my favorite K-pop bands last night, Inmix. They played locally here in LA, and I knew about it months ago, and I just didn't want to go, even though I love them and stuff. And my favorite Korean female vocalist is in that band. I like her, not because she's not necessarily the most like best singer, most best. I'm trying to say a virtuoso, but I love her tone. I love her style. It's a lot like Angie, but I didn't go just because I just don't want to go. I'd rather just watch them in my living room.
Unblock Vegan Gains, please.
Wow.
He wants to apologize and reconnect with you. He's streaming right now. He's on an apology tour and apologized to Durian Rider the other day and is planning a stream with him. Unblock, please.
That's nice. Thanks for the super chat tip there, 21st. Is that your name? That's interesting to know. Thanks for bringing that up. And if that is a sincere intention on Richard's part, I tip my hat, even though it's backward. Totally cool. So if you're watching, Richard, cool. If you're on some kind of you're thinking differently now, Cool, that's good because from when I blocked you, you were thinking extremely toxically. I don't block people because I'm a dick or anything like that. I block people who are being toxic to me because I just don't open myself up. It's like I don't want to let you in my house, and chill with me because that's not how I roll. So anyway, my point is awesome. I'm still not quite convinced if this message is true and sincere. This person could be telling the truth. This person might not. I don't know. I have no way to fact check it. So I'll have to, this will kind of be a wait and see. I'll wait to get more evidence and see if this is a real thing or some kind of weird trick or something like that. It wouldn't be the first time someone's tried to trick me on YouTube or social media. So I said, if it's true and sincere, that's awesome, and we'll just take it from there. I'm just not ready right now at this point to block someone who's come out and attacked me for bullshit reasons, no evidence other than vibes. Ooh, it's knowing what I feed my cats, even though I've never made videos saying this is what I do and this is what all you vegans should do. But someone's pretty much claiming they have certain knowledge and sending their flying monkeys here to attack me based on zero evidence other than vibes. It's hard for me to get over that, to be honest with you. It's just a betrayal and just completely bad faith, So it's going to take some time to repair that inside of me, and I have every right to still feel some anxiety about trusting what I'm hearing here. So anyway, that's me. Yeah, I have every reason to feel what I feel. I think it's healthy, and we'll see how this evolves. But to make it painfully clear, I don't hate any of these people. I don't hate Durin Rider. I don't hate vegan gains or anything. I don't hate people. Well, there's one guy I hate. He's not even vegan. You guys don't even know who this person is. There might be one other person too. It's people I've had to deal with legally. I really not. I don't know if I would even use the hate word. But anyway, I don't hate any of these people from YouTube or anything like that. I might not like them, but I don't hate them. So that's cool. He's chilling out in his old age. Awesome. And thanks for your super chat too, 21ST. So, Carmichael, you were placed in the corner to think about your actions. What happened? I didn't see anything happen. All right, so let's see, what else were we talking about? Uncle says, I know a content creator that switched to Linux to get away from OS ads and pay as you go. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, there's probably less ads on Linux, I would imagine. So
thanks for the
awesome
tip.
Oh, thanks, Carmichael. Thanks for the super chat tip there. But just because there might be less ads if you're watching, like, say, social media on Linux, it's not going to get me to switch over, to Linux. In fact, I watch most of my content on my iPad mini. So, yeah, I don't think there's a good Linux version of something like that. Peter says, vegan gains made his bed, now he has to lie in it. I don't know if I'd phrase it quite like that, but, there are consequences to action. So, if you bite someone, they're going to be cautious next time. They're not going to be saying, oh, it's totally cool, Like, no, I still remember that, So it's like, and I have every right to be, to have my feelings. But like I said, I'm open to see if there's actual real change. We'll see. Yeah, totally sustainably by Sam. Yeah, I have absolute, very good reason, both like logical reason and emotional reason to be hesitant right now. I got to protect myself. That's all I'm thinking about. I mean, I'm not worried about him. I'm worried about me. I'm protecting myself, my emotions, I don't want getting like bullshit. I'm just protecting myself. James Aspie is trying to be a rapper now. Like, is he vegan still? I'm just kind of curious, Peter. Let me know. He's just seemed like the kind of guy that wasn't going to be vegan forever. Like, just kind of doing it for like social media and living in the tropics and stuff like that. So let me know if he's still vegan even. Oh no, AJ, you ate a whole pint of vegan fish food. That's, dairy-free Ben and Jerry's. Holy smokes, AJ. You better get walking or something. That's a lot of calories right there, and a lot of saturated fat too. So no more like saturated fats, stuff like vegan ice cream or vegan cookies for you for like the rest of the weekend at least. That's a lot of stuff right there. You'll be okay. I'm just saying that's you got a big dose of like sugar, saturated fat, and calories right there. That said, sounds yummy as hell, and I'm kind of jealous, AJ. It sounds delicious right now. Even if Angie and I split it, that'd be awesome. But yeah, damn. They're helicoptering the astronauts right now. Awesome. Hey, Al Gibbs, what particular docs or veg influencers have been the best health longevity advice? I don't know, like Dr. Greger has all those how not to die books, I guess maybe. I don't really follow those like people who talk about longevity and stuff, so that's not my thing, but I see you're probably asking the crowd here. AJ, you're sick right now. Yeah, I bet you are. It probably felt good while you're eating it, and then afterwards, like, oh man, what did I do, huh? So, yeah, actions have consequences, like I just said 5 minutes ago, right? So, the only dessert you've eaten in a while, the only dessert you probably should eat for a little while too. That is one hell of a dessert there, AJ. But hey, treat yourself once in a while, right? Just go crazy. Just eat a whole pint, but yeah, chill out for a long time now as far as going like hardcore like that. What's that, Blood Rose? Have I come across a genre called, probably not, visual K and kawaii metal when learning about K-pop bands? No, I've heard of kawaii. It's a Japanese I've heard that term from like just like Japan culture, like means cute and stuff like that. But no, I haven't been in my jumping into like Korean music for the past 4 or 5 years. I haven't gone down any like hard rock or metal rabbit holes or anything like that. I'm just kind of sticking within like in the K indie scene, just like K R&B, stuff like that. Stuff that's more soulful, jazz chords, stuff like that. And then yeah, and certain K-pop bands and stuff too. But no, I haven't fallen into that. None of that. I haven't come across any of that. You're going away from us, Nikki Tofu Princess? You're leaving us? Oh, you're gonna go to sleep. All right, awesome. Yeah, I'll probably go to bed a little earlier today too because of my gym activity, and I didn't get great sleep the night before last. James asked me, does all his responses in rapping form now? Well, that's really weird, but is he vegan still? Let me know that. I've been curious to see if he's still vegan as far as what he's saying to the public. Greger is a beast. He can walk on a treadmill all day. Yeah, I'm already doing all those like live streams while walking on the treadmill, huh? Kind of trippy. Who are my favorite musical artists in the 80s and 90s? Late Model knows that, huh? Late Model, why don't you venture your guess of my favorite artists in the 80s and 90s? I'll let it out. Yeah, in the late 80s, early 90s, it was Cocteau Twins. Probably a little bit before that, I was really into The Cure. I really liked their albums like Pornography and Faith, 17 Seconds. Yeah, Love's Easy, Tears Forever. Yeah, that's the record disc you got for me back there as a gift. And then later on, I was into like Slow Dive. And then the next band they turned into, Mojave 3. And then I was also, after that, got into more electronic stuff like Walking Wounded album by Everything But the Girl, Massive Attacks, Mezzanine. These are like, for me, some of the classic albums of the late 90s there. LTJ Bookham, Logical Progression, which introduced me to atmospheric drum and bass, which changed my whole music career. Since then, I'm still kind of following the footsteps of the album I made after listening to these albums, kind of blending electronica, trip hop, drum and bass into my ethereal guitar-based stuff. So yeah. Okay, Peter says, as far as you know, Aspie's still vegan? Awesome, good. Peter, am I going to see the Michael Jackson movie at all? Is it going to be? Is it going to stream something? Because I don't go to theaters anymore, really. So let me, if it's going to be on a streamer, I'll watch it. Cool, I see some other love. Cheesy Mouse, you love The Cure, Slow Dive, and Massive Attack. You must be Gen X too. Let me take a wild guess there. Let's see, what late model? Massive Attack and DJ Cam brings you right to driving down Sunset Boulevard. Wow, what were you doing down here? I thought you didn't live in Hollywood, did you? I thought you've been a NorCal girl during those years. Or did you come down here and see them? No, I saw Massive Attack play in San Francisco. Is it the Warfield, that place on Market Street? Anyway, I liked Depeche Mode. Yeah, in the earlier '80s, I guess. Like my time is like Sun Great Reward, Black Celebration. I saw them on the Black Celebration tour. Let's see, Uncle. I'm not familiar with those two bands there. I don't know if they're too. I couldn't tell you. They're probably too hard for my taste, I guess. Not enough of that beautiful, sad smoothness I kind of gravitate towards. Let's see, Tennis Freak. I forgot you're Buddhist. Guess what? You started practicing Buddhism last year. Awesome, good for you. What do you think? Late model, you have everything Depeche Mode put out pre-1991. Yeah, they have they had some really good music. Yeah, like that whole run from like their first album to like Black Celebration. Even the album after that is still pretty good too. I kind of lost track of them after that. Let's see, I was never a fan of Thievery Corporation. I remember them back then, and yeah, like what, late 90s, early 2000s? Yes, I don't remember listening too much though. Yeah, same with The Cure. I kind of stopped listening to them after Disintegration was such a freaking good album. Damn, that was so good. I remember when I bought that in 1989. I was going, wow, this album's so good. Yeah, I think that was their last amazing album. But yeah, I know they've made good stuff since then, but some bands I just kind of stopped listening to after a while. You know what it's like, it just kind of works out that way. They're really kind of... Some bands, you guys know what I'm talking about. They were an important part of a certain era of your life. And then for those kinds of bands, it's really hard for people, I'm talking about myself and others, to move on and decades later keep listening to them. It could be really tough. So, which is really cool, because a lot of the older fans of my bands, they're Gen X. They listened to us in the 90s. Like what people say, you were the soundtrack to my college years and stuff like that. I had my first sex to your CD, whatever. So it's hard for them now to listen to our new stuff, because their whole idea of what I'm all about was something from 1996 or something like that, which is fine. They can keep that compartmentalized in their heads, and I'm fine with that, because the vast majority of our listeners now, like 89%, are between the ages of 18 and 35. It's a younger Gen Z crowd. That's cool. So they're making new experiences. They're not tied, ooh, in the 90s I did this. No, you weren't even alive then, So it's totally awesome. So yeah, I'm glad how music can grow, audiences can grow and get younger, and it's cool. Am I making sense here? Yeah, Tennis Freak. I don't really follow like any kind of Buddhism, like Mahayana, Theravada, Himalayan Buddhism or Japanese style, whatever. I just follow kind of what Buddha said, because Buddha didn't have like these different schools. He was the guy. He was the first dude, right? So I just whatever Buddha said. I was kind of more into that, not into the organized forms of religion that developed after Buddha got enlightened and stuff. So I'm just kind of just Buddha's words. Wow, you see Neil Young 24 times? I love Neil Young. So that's a good person to see a bunch of times. Ooh, I wish I had practiced any Neil Young lately. I would play some for you. I would play like Heart of Gold or Old Man or something like that, but it'll take me like a minute to like remember it, and that whole minute I'll be noodling and all self-conscious. By the time I figure it out, I'll put the guitar down. So anyway, That's great. You kept all your ticket stubs. Yeah, I didn't do anything like that. Your bestie got in free through the industry. Awesome. Yeah, I got some Neil Young vinyl down there too. Um, Neil Young's amazing. He's got so many good songs. Seriously, what I really like about Neil Young too is that he I've always liked him since I was a kid. He's got that beautiful sadness thing in spades. He totally has that aesthetic, that emotion. I'm like that I just thrive in as an artist myself. So it's really easy for me to relate to Neil's music. His chord changes always make sense to me, whether he's on piano or guitar. I understand where he's going emotionally. I feel each chord movement happening, and I understand exactly what I'm supposed to feel because it's unambiguous. I feel it. Does this happen to you guys? A lot of times I'll be watching a band, like say like on Saturday Night Live or something like that, and I just don't know what to feel. I'm going, I don't understand these chords. They don't arouse any emotion in me. I feel just kind of like, huh? And at first, for a long time, I attributed it to being old. I guess I'm just old now. I can't relate, and it just sucks getting old, I guess. But that's the cool thing about discovering Korean music. I can hear new songs and I get it. I hear the chords and I understand it. Not for every song, mind you, but finally I can hear new music and not feel like, oh, I'm just some old guy that doesn't get it. No, I get it. When I hear like my favorite songs from like say EXO or Monster X or NMIX, I get it. I'm crying on the beautiful ones. I feel it. I want to live in that. So yeah, it sucks to realize that no, I'm not too old. It's just something has changed in a lot of like music that's popular in America that just doesn't resonate with my aesthetics. They're not aligned with the beautiful sadness that I'm attracted to. But once you step out of that or go to more underground American music or the Korean stuff, I'm finding it in spades. So anyway, Peter, I wish I could afford some new shoes right now. I'd love to get a new pair of Zeros right now. I was looking, man, I gotta fork out like $100. Like, no way, I can't do that right now. Horse with No Name, that's America. It sounds a hell of a like a Neil Young song, AJ, and I know they get that all the time. That's America. Another one, I love that first album from America. This album's amazing. Seriously, it's so good. It's as good as a Neil Young album. It has that beautiful sadness, and it's just recorded so well. We have the vinyl of that. We used to play that often, just listen to it at night, maybe smoke a little doob or something, listen to that first America album. So good. Oh, you like America too? Awesome, Heidi. Yeah, I love them. I love like their I've seen them live maybe like 3 or 4 times. And we covered one of their songs on the first album that Angie and I made, Wind Blow Kiss. We covered an America song called You Girl. So yeah, it shows you how much we like America. It sounds like Neil Young. It totally sounds like a Neil Young song, but it's not. They sing way smoother than Neil. That's one thing that Neil's not. He's not like locked in, like pitch perfect like America is for the most part. Neil's a little more wobbly, but that's fine. I like that. It sounds cool. Yeah, Brad's cool too. Yeah, Guitar Man. Baby, I want you. Baby, I'ma need you. That song. What's that? Yeah. Wow, Neil lived in the Bay Area? I didn't know that. I know he lived all over the place. He lived down in like, LA, Topanga Canyon was really famous. He lived in like Malibu, Zuma. I didn't know he lived in the Bay Area too. What a lucky man. Right on. Where'd you see Neil Young at? Like in Marin? Is that where he was living amongst all the Marin rock stars there? Let's see, Carmichael. Given my musical taste I describe, I got her. Oh yeah, I've heard of Tame Impala. He's one of the few he's American, right? Bands that I've heard. I hear some stuff in there I like. I've never connected with anything on a super deep level, but then again, I've not really exposed myself to a huge part of his catalog, so there might be some good songs. Like say, here's a great example. You guys maybe heard that band My Morning Jacket. I never really connected with them much. And I know that like some of the members have made solo albums like Jim James. I heard a song of his. God, maybe like 10 years ago. What's that album called? What's that? God. Hide in Plain Sight. The World is Smiling Now. I love those songs, especially The World is Smiling Now. In fact, I'm making a new song that kind of sounds like that, sort of. But yeah, I'm saying there's more stuff in the musical world to discover. No, don't check them out. I'm not recommending them or anything. I'm Brit Van. I'm just saying I'm just saying I found a song from one of their main guys that's really cool. No, Tame Impala's Australian. Okay, thank you for that. Hi, do you know My Morning Jacket? Cool. I don't even know any of My Morning Jacket songs, so. Let's see. So Neil Young lived in Woodside. I've heard of that. One of the most expensive zip codes in the country, next to Atherton, and put on the Bridge School benefit every year at the Shoreline Amphitheater. Awesome. Wow. I've heard of Woodside. I've seen it like on some Marin County tours of real estate areas. Yeah, I can remember that as being a pricey one. Hey, I heard there's a fully vegan restaurant opening up in Marin County. I want to say it's in maybe Burlingame or something. Is that the name of that town there? But a really fancy one too. I saw it just fly past on my Facebook feed and I kind of lost it. But you might want to look that up. A full vegan restaurant, and it's not like a little hole in the wall. It looks really nice, like something you'd see in like Sonoma County or something like that. Let's see. So you do like Tame Impala, just not all the time. He taps a vibe. Yeah, not in. No, I think there is now. I mean, it's just a new thing. I think it's opening right now, or just open. Check it out. I don't think I was hallucinating. I could have sworn it said Marin County. Check it out. I thought they said 15 minutes north of San Francisco on the Golden Gate Bridge. I could have sworn it was in Marin County. I tell you, a fancy place, I don't think it has one, but it's like a Michelin star kind of classy place, and it looks really cool. I don't remember the name of it. I saw it maybe last weekend when I was just checking out Facebook real quick. My Morning Jacket's almost like a band that Mr. Rogers would be in. That's awesome. Cool. And I love Mr. Rogers too. Let's see. Carmichael, you're describing Tame Impala as trippy, kind of relaxed techno kind of stuff. I don't know how to describe it, but it's really cool. What's the hey-ho clap stomp sound? What is that? I'm not aware what the hey-ho... Is that a thing? Is that like a genre or something? Let's see. Peter says, if he could only eat at one restaurant for the rest of his life, it would be Green Cuisine in Victoria, Canada. An entirely vegan buffet. Unfortunately, it's not all you can eat. It's by weight. Let's see. You know the one, Ryan? What are you talking about? The hey ho clap stomp sound. Wait, what are you talking about? You saying I know this? I'm more intrigued now than ever. Uncle. Yeah, whenever SpaceX launches something in Southern California, yeah, you can go outside and probably see the trail or whatever it's called. It was everywhere in 2012. I must. I mean, I remember hip hop songs going, hey, ho, hey. I don't think that's what you're talking about, though. Maybe I missed it. I've been accused of sometimes living in a cave. I just kind of get so focused on the music I'm listening to and into, and just kind of like miss things that are in popular culture. So it's quite possible I might not know it. Okay, more anthemy. I don't think I know that song then. Thank goodness, huh? I'm glad my ears and brain didn't have to get exposed to that. If it's like something you can't like shake here, 14 years later. But with some stomps and hey-hos. I don't think I know that. I'm lucky. I'll consider myself lucky there. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? So many things going on today, Uncle. Yeah, live stream and astronauts returning from flying past the moon. Crazy, huh? My live stream is coinciding with that. Supposedly, Vegan Gains is live streaming and wants to apologize. We'll see if that's true. Let's see. Yeah, Peter, we'll definitely let you know if we can travel to Canada. But right now, we're not even able to travel like to Northern California or anything like that. So always something going on to slow us down. But maybe this fall I can get up, not to Canada, but get to Northern California. Britvin, are you Fu Man Poo? You're saying like trippy stuff like he says. AG says, Happy Anthem made it back safely. Is that the name of the spacecraft? I don't know too much about what's going on, so let me know. I'm kind of on a low news diet. Yeah, late model, you're a lot closer to Victoria than I am. Yeah, you can hop in a boat from Portland. That's cool. Nice. Okay, let's name that Happy Anthem. That's a cool name for a spacecraft. Cool. I had no idea. Pete says when Trump is either dead or in prison, you'll come visit us. We'll see what happens, Peter. Well, there's not the only options. He could just like get voted out or impeached or something. Like, there's gonna be an election in 2028. So yeah, maybe we'll see what's gonna happen by then. So, doesn't have to be. It's not either or of those two options. Port Townsend, Washington. I was gonna say Portland would be quite a long boat ride. 25th Amendment. Is that when someone could be removed for incompetency or something? Oh, you're happy that the anthem. I get it now. I thought it's called Happy Anthem. I go, wow, that's a really cool name for a spacecraft. I've never heard such a cool name before. Okay, you're happy that Anthem made it back safely. Okay, I get it. It shows you how stupid I am. Not stupid, but just how low news I am. I'm just kind of aware of things going on. I might not know all the details and drill down. Yes, new astronauts. 5 astronauts were on a 4 or 5 day mission to fly out to the backside of the moon, come flinging back to Earth, and land somewhere off the California coast, I thought. See, I know a little bit. Just that's pretty much all the details I know. And I thought I read some of them brought like Apple stuff, like back to that, like iPhones and stuff into space with them. Devin Bryant, wait, you popped up and I'm totally new. Can you explain my vegan journey? What do you want to know about it? Just give me another detail or two there, Devin. I'll be happy to share my vegan story. Just kind of let me know what aspect you're most interested in, and I'll try to make sure I, cover that part. I don't want to tell my whole thing, and I kind of didn't answer what you're looking for. But cool. You've been following for a while, Devin, and you just you haven't been able to time it for a live stream. I understand my live stream time is really specific. It either works for people or it doesn't. But I was telling my followers here that the weeks I'm planning now, like, not to force myself to make a regular response video every week. And on those weeks where I don't make a response video, I'll do a midweek live stream and do it at a different time, just to try to get more people involved. People who are just asleep or doing stuff when I'm doing these live on Fridays. You like Top 40 when it's Prince and Madonna. I could hang with it better back then too. Yeah. But I'm with you, late mod. I treasure these Friday nights too. Okay, Devin's back. I'm a stay-at-home mama, and we definitely eat meat, but I've never had an explanation for vegan diets and what they pertain to. Okay, so you yourself, you're not vegan, is that right? Or are you saying you're vegan, but you're a stay-at-home mom and you need to take care of your family, and they're not vegan, but you're still making meat from? Let me know how that's what the answer to that is, and that once you answer that, I'll give you my vegan story. It's really not that romantic or earth-shattering or anything like that. It's okay, but it's nothing like, I'm not gonna write a book about it or anything like that. It'd be a really boring little book. Okay. All right, that's correct. You and your family are not vegan, but looking for healthier decisions. All right, great. Let me start off first by pointing out the definition of veganism here, and that it's we always ring the bell when we show the definition. And I want to point out, it's veganism is a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. It's about animals having rights and not treating them as property and objects, and therefore we don't eat them, wear them as clothes or turn them into car seats and stuff like that, because we honor them as their own, agents with agency, and they have inherent rights. But anyway, you're talking about the health aspect. So let me just be devil's advocate. It's entirely possible to have a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation and eat really unhealthy vegan foods. You can just eat Oreos and drink beer all day. Vegan, typically, most beers are vegan. You can do that and call yourself vegan, and it's not healthy. I, on the other hand, have a different opinion than that. I want to respect animal rights, not consume them, and also want to eat in a healthy vegan way. And there's many ways to do that. And first of all, let me just show you, it's not my opinion that a vegan diet can be healthy. Like I said, it doesn't have to be healthy, but it can be. It's the opinion of health organizations from around the world, dietitians, nutritionists, epidemiologists who have reviewed the scientific literature and made position statements just like these. Well-planned. I'm summarizing them all here, but they're pretty much saying a well-planned vegan diet is nutritionally adequate. So with that out of the way, let me tell you what happened to me. I long before I went vegan in 2010, kind of like back in the late 80s, 1980s, early 90s. I think it was the 90s. I saw some Hare Krishnas in the parking lot when I was at a Grateful Dead show, and they were serving free vegan. It was vegetarian, but there's no dairy. Most of their stuff doesn't have dairy. But anyway, they were serving free plant-based foods there, and I was eating them up. I go, wow, this stuff's amazing. It tastes great. It wasn't just coming down from drugs or anything. It tastes really good. You love Hare Krishnas too, Heidi. They're all about promoting plant-based foods. So anyway, it dawned on me then when I'm eating their stuff, I go, this is great. Like, I wish I could know how to make this stuff. I would eat it all the time. I'm going, wow, I'm eating this stuff. Animals didn't have to die in order for me to eat this. I feel wonderful. Like, why are we eating animals? Why am I eating animals all the time? Well, I knew why. It's just how I was raised, the society, the culture I was raised in. The animal products are everywhere. You go to school lunch, they give you animal stuff. So I realized right then, early on, when I was like in my early mid-20s, I don't need animals in order to live and feel good. So finally, I married, later on I met Angie, my wife, who was vegetarian. She's been vegetarian since the 80s, and we went vegan together in 2010. I finally drew a line in the ground. I'm crossing over. I'm going to be vegan now. It was by 2010. It was so much easier. It's even easier now to find vegan ice creams if you need that, vegan whatever, vegan eggs, whatever you need. There's probably a tasty vegan version. Vegan cheese. It sucked in the 90s. It tastes like hard burnt rubber. Now it melts and tastes deliciously. It's wonderful. So I figured out, what's the point? If I can get all this stuff now, it's so easy to be vegan. Not like in the 80s or early 90s when I didn't know how to cook. So yeah, it's just me realizing that I didn't have to have animals die in order for me to live. So that's why I initially went vegan. But I took it one step further. I went vegan for the animals. That's what you go vegan for, not for yourself necessarily. If you go vegan for yourself, like a vegan diet for health, that's cool. It's plant-based. But I learned about the health aspect soon enough. I was reading all these books about vegan. I'm all excited. John Robbins and books like that I'm reading, and learning, wow, this is actually good. It helps you decrease your chances of getting the leading causes of death, like heart disease, diabetes, stroke, most common forms of cancer. I go, sign me up. This is great. So I'm vegan for the animals, and I consciously, personally decided to do it in a healthy way. I don't have kids either to take care of me when I get old, so I'm going to try my best to stay healthy and active and move around as much as I can so I can be healthy and all, when I'm in my 80s and don't have kids to help me out. Hopefully by then there'll be the AI robots to take care of me, just tell it what to do. Hey, bring my dinner. Anyway, okay, so Devin, I see your comments now. This is so interesting to you. I didn't mean to offend anyone. Oh, no. I was just trying to be an educator there in a very polite way. I hope you saw it. You didn't mean to offend anyone by saying that veganism is a diet as opposed to a lifestyle. I was just curious as to why this interesting vegan popped up in your feed. Oh, okay, so yeah. Oh, cool. So you didn't even know who I am or anything. So awesome. I mean, I say at the beginning of my live streams, yeah, I'm sure you weren't on them. I'll say it again. My live stream is for all people. It's for vegans or people who are vegan curious. Between me and the many vegans that come every Friday to my live stream, we literally have like hundreds of years of combined vegan wisdom to share with people. And I also like to point out not only that aspect, but we're a cool crowd. There's some vegan influencers. I don't consider myself an influencer. Who are more judgmental and they're a dick and asshole. They're jerks. They're mean to people who aren't vegan. You know, I'm not like that because I was not vegan before. I wasn't born vegan. My mom's not vegan. I'm not mean to her or anything like that. So I love to share what I know to people who are not vegan. Hopefully, you know, that one day you'll eventually become vegan. You might not go vegan just from talking to me today, right? But you know, a seed is planted, and hopefully a good seed. You're going to probably leave my live stream with some positive thoughts. Like, wow, that guy was nice. He gave me some good information, not judgmental. I sound like a preacher. I'm not a freaking preacher. I'm a music producer that spends some of my time like sharing what I've learned over the since 2010 being vegan. So anyway, that's cool, Devin. He says, I'm so kind. I'm curious if you have religious views, if I don't mind. Thank you so much for responding. Well, first of all, yeah, veganism has nothing to do with religion. You know, you can be an atheist, vegan, you know, Catholic vegan, Protestant vegan, Buddhist vegan. I kind of lean more towards being a Buddhist, you know. But we have people of all what I just mentioned and more in the live stream here. So, yeah, it doesn't really, you know, it really doesn't have anything to do with that. Again, it's just, you know, a stance against, oops, that's the health part. I always have the wrong graphic up, it seems tonight. It's just a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. And this definition is not strict in the sense that it forces you to have any kind of like spiritual belief or anything like that. It's just a philosophy, it's a way of life, a way of the lifestyle. It's open to, yeah, I've known vegans of every religious group, you know, Jewish, Muslim, Satanist. Seriously, there's a Satanist vegan. Brian, what's his name? What's his name? I just know him as Brian. What's his name, guys? Not vegan zombie. What's his name? You know, the guy that wears the heavy metal stuff. That has the satanic spell book. Black metal vegan chef. Yeah, that's him. Yeah. So yeah, veganism is diverse, covers everyone. But yeah, I'm not a preacher. I'm the vegan cult leader, as we've been calling myself lately. Black metal vegan chef. Yeah, I said it right. Yeah, I didn't say black vegan metal chef. Black metal vegan chef. Hey, Michael. Hey, Ryan, how are you? My girlfriend Jenny and I are watching you on the TV. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I just don't watch too many live streams on my TV, but yeah, I have my my YouTube app fully. I watch a lot of like other content on YouTube content on my TV. I haven't done too many live streams. Awesome, cool. I'm glad you're watching on the television. Hello, in the living room, if that's where it's at. Cool. I'm glad you don't think I sound like a preacher, Devin Bryant. But I just wanted to also point out to Devin or anyone who's kind of new to veganism, it's like a lot of people think it's really hard. You have to like do weird stuff. You're living a weird life. No, I live a pretty like normal life. I tell you, it's pretty easy to like go and buy food these days that doesn't have animal products. It might be more challenging at some markets are better than others, I suppose. And then restaurants are hit or miss. You just got to do a little research at a time. But, you know, that's what the internet's for. Just do Google, look on Yelp. Often I'll just go to the Yelp reviews and type in vegan. There's apps called Happy Cow. Or just, that costs money. If you just want it for free, go to the website. Happy Cow, I think it's .com. And it has restaurants from all over the world. Vegan restaurants that have vegan options. Wherever you live, wherever you're traveling to, you can do some research before you go and figure out exactly where you want to go. So yeah, it's pretty easy. You know, there's vegan products at all the markets I shop at, and you don't have to eat vegan products. I mean, the most common foods I eat are whole foods, like, rice, beans, potatoes, fruits, vegetables. Once in a while, we'll get like a vegan meatball to put into like my pasta that I'm making or something like that, but it's, yeah. It's simple. It's so easy. Once you get it figured out and dialed in, it's super easy. Yeah, if you're not vegan and you want to be vegan, there's a little learning curve, totally. But once you get over that, it's easy. I don't think my life is any more difficult being vegan. Well, it might be more difficult because more people will give me shit. They'll be mean to me. People are kind of bigoted towards vegans. That's what a lot of my response videos are about. But as far as inconvenienced and it's trouble, like, no, it's not. Vegan Metalhead says, I love being vegan. Found some of my favorite dishes after becoming vegan. I agree with you 100%. Also, beans is one, aloo beans is one, it's a Punjabi potato green bean curry. Ugh, some Indian food sounds really good right now. Yeah, we used to garden a bit on Country Fried Vegan. It's a lot of work, and we'd rather spend time being creatives than out in the sun and growing plants unsuccessfully for the most part. So, yeah. And there will be people like for former vegan metalhead said he had a college advisor who gave him crap for being vegan. See, some people will be jerks and bigoted towards you, but yeah, I just gotta brush it off. Yeah, Peter says, like the time we ate a vegan egg salad sandwich, posted an innocent picture of me on the internet, on Facebook. Didn't say anything activist like, just, hey, Ryan's enjoying this vegan egg salad sandwich at this new place we discovered in Long Beach. So many people lost their shit and just attacked us and they went insane. Like, wow, you guys think we're the bad people for innocently sharing an vegan egg salad sandwich, but you're the good person by attacking us, being toxic, saying all these horrible things. Interesting how that works out. Yeah, people are so weird. Is Linux vegan? It should be. I think all operating systems are vegan. Well, we didn't even make the sandwich, but I think since then Angie has tried to make it. But yeah, we just bought a sandwich at a vegan Filipino pastry store here in Long Beach. So yeah, it was delicious. And their pastries are so good that they're not just appealing to vegans. From what I understand, that they have like the minds of a lot of their customers are just people who like Filipino pastries, like people from the Philippines. They'll go there because the pastries are good. It's not like the pastries are suddenly worse because they don't use cow butter and eggs and stuff like that. They still make it taste delicious without the animal products. And who would know? Like I said, the Filipino community, they know. I see them there all the time, and they love the stuff, and they don't care that it's vegan. Maybe they do care, but they don't care. That's not bothering them. Like, oh, I need to have an egg in here. I'm gonna grow a third head. So anyway, guys, a lot of Britvin, you're really into your Linux, huh? That's cool. Hey, yeah, that you do you there. If you like Linux, totally cool. Linux is awesome. Linux is actually for people who are not big techno heads. It's more for people who run the internet. It's like for servers, for hosting, websites, scripting, like PHP. Running the LLMs even. Linux is great for that kind of thing. And thank you, Late Model, just gifted 5 memberships. So let's see who got them. Heidi got one. Awesome. Glad, Heidi. I'm so glad you got a membership here. You didn't have one all this time? Gee, I was just thinking of you as a happy fam. Karen, Carlo, Sane Millennial, Sky Gamer, and Fahar. So you guys are lurking in the background enjoying the live stream. Cool. I'm always glad to see people getting memberships that didn't know, but welcome. And you're part of the happy fam for like a month or something like that. But anyway, say hello. And I'm guilty too. Some of the live streams I watch regularly, I hardly ever comment. Maybe I'll comment like once every 10 times I watch, and I'll just leave one comment and they'll forget about me. So I know what it's like to kind of lurk in the background and just enjoy it, and that's totally valid. It's a completely fine, acceptable way of enjoying YouTube live streams. But if you want to say hi, as you see, we're pretty chill here. We're decently nice people. So Heidi, you have been gifted memberships here and there. Yeah, thanks. Thanks so much, Sarah. That's totally nice of you. Let's see, how are we doing on time? I'm starting to feel my hunger now. Okay, it makes sense. An hour and a half into the live stream. Um, yeah, because today was a gym day. So yeah, I did burn a few more calories than a normal non-gym day. Griffin, you have like 1,000 workers at work? Wow, what kind of place do you work at? They're all window users? Well, yeah, usually when you work, you don't have much choice in what kind of computer operating system they give you. Yeah, I told you when I was a web developer, I developed at home on my Macs. But when I went to jobs, they always gave me, when I had to sit down in an office for web development, they pretty much always gave me PCs. So it's like, okay, I can do it. Whatevs. But yeah, you don't have as much say in the office. And the reasoning for that is typically the excuse that they say is, well, our IT department, they're trained in Windows, so they don't know how to support Mac. So we'd have to like hire new people or give them additional training to be able to support the Mac. So they just claim it's some kind of efficiency thing that everyone gets the same computer hardware. Like where I was at was all the same model of like compact desktop with Windows on it. That's what they were trained in. So anyway, whatevs, but you don't have, when you work in the office, you don't have a lot of choice. I would have got the TKP going earlier, the Tuscan Kale Peel-Off late model, but if we did it, we'd have to slap it together really quick because I didn't pre-make it like last week. We put it together before the live stream. I didn't have time this time. I was working on a song, and the rice pot was in the dishwasher, which had just finished up, so it just wasn't in the cards tonight. So maybe we'll slap something together, some kind of quick beans and rice, maybe some tortillas, something like that. Something just simple, peasant food, which I love. Makes me feel good and full. AJ, that's a nice quote. Hey, the world can kind of suck. Current events, world, national news, sorry about my mic there, can often make us depressed. But, this has been, I think, a win, right? The Artemis mission, it was successful, didn't blow up or anything like that. They're back home, safe on Earth, scooped up by the Coast Guard or NASA or whatever, or the Navy. Even in darkness, we glow. NASA on Artemis cruise Earth photo. See, this has been a win for humanity. All this crap going on. At least something good is happening. Space exploration, safe mission. So that's cool. Slap it together. Just slap it. Well, the thing about Tuscan Kale Peel-Off, it's a brown rice or a white, that dark rice. Anyway, it's not a white rice. It takes 30 minutes from beginning to end. I could get a white rice dish put together and I could be eaten in 10 minutes rather than 30 minutes. So that's why I'm kind of leaning probably not towards Tuscan Kale Peel-Off. Unless Angie surprises me and slaps it together without me. Cheesy the Mouse, vegan peasant food is the best. Cheap and healthy and very delicious too. I love my peasant food. Heidi, yeah, in order to go to Mars, you got to get to the moon first, from what I understand. I'm going to put a bet out here. I don't think you're going to see humans, because, unmanned spacecraft have landed on Mars since the 70s, the Viking missions. But I'm going to say we're not going to see a human on Mars for at least another 10 years. So write that down. Hopefully we'll be sitting here in 2036 doing a YouTube live stream on a Friday night. But I don't think we're going to be in Mars within 10 years. I honestly don't think we'll even be there in 15 years, but I'm pretty dead certain 10 years it ain't going to happen. However, I am optimistic. I think it'd be awesome, but that's a hell of a trip. It's so many things have to go right. It's a long trip. You have to time it when the orbits are right. To get people back home, you have to have more propulsion to get off the surface. It's going to be a huge deal. So, is it something that's beyond the capabilities and technical limitations of humans? No, I don't think so. I'm just saying it's really tough right now. Just like back in the 60s, sending humans to the moon and getting them back home safely, super tough. But they did it, So it is possible, I think, right now to try to get people to Mars. Well, maybe not right now, but within 10 years, super difficult. Can it be done? Hopefully they'll exceed the expectations like they did in the 60s. Navia thinks there's too much radiation. Well, that would be true on the moon, too. The moon has even less atmosphere than Mars. So either way, they're both dangerous. The thing is, yeah, if you're just there limited time, you have your spacesuit on, protects you from the radiation. As far as settling Mars, like a colony, long term, yeah, the radiation and other things are going to pose some serious problems. But if they're just trying to get people there, explore quickly, come home, I don't think the radiation's any worse on Mars than it would be on the moon. Like I said, it might even be better because it has more atmosphere and a little further from the sun too. I think that matters. Yeah, it chooses the mouse. It's a lot further than the moon. Depending on where it's at in its orbit, it could be, what, from 100 to 1,000 times further away. So they want to time it when it's closer to 100. It's a lot quicker trip because there's going to be humans in there. They can't sit in there and traveling space like, longer than what the minimum should be. Send Elon to Mars. He said he wants to go, and to be completely honest, I'm down for that. I actually, even though he's a billionaire, closing on trillionaire maybe someday, I would donate money. I would give $100. Seriously, I would pay $100 of my cash to fund Elon's trip to Mars, and he'll probably stay there forever. I'm totally down with that. Peter, yeah, I might have one of those expensive meals you had there too. You had some rice, corn, and beans in a burrito. That's vegan food. Is so expensive. You hear these people, well, I would go vegan, but it's so expensive. Yeah, that rice, bean, corn burrito. Yeah, it's like having a high-end steak, right? Heidi, you'd freaking go to the moon or Mars. You would think a lot about Mars because Mars is a long trip. Yeah, you can get the moon to the moon as you saw today in a few days, but Mars, when it's at its closest, any space nerds out there, what is it? I think minimum of like what? It's on the order of months. I forgot if it was 3 months or 6 months, but it's a lot longer trip one way. Then we have to get back too. So it's much more of a commitment than going to the moon. So it's a big deal. Yeah, Peter, I'm pretty sure his trip would be one way because, honestly, they'll be able to send people to Mars quite easily as far as like trying to like colonize it and stuff. But getting people back is going to be a whole nother thing. Yeah, sure, when you send your first astronauts there, yeah, the highest priority will be to get them back. But after that, if you want people to stay there, yeah, getting back is such a big deal. They could bring more shit with them to help them stay there rather than have to dedicate the weight of the resources to have stuff to get them back home. So yeah, if Elon ever went to Mars, he would probably be there. He would probably not come back, is my guess. That's what I'm saying. I'll pay $100 to keep him on Mars. I'm totally down. Late model, you got what you wanted from Elon? I know exactly what you're talking about there. Yeah, Elon has been good for some people's stock portfolios, huh? Okay, Uncle. Okay, I was in the right ballpark. I said, is it 3 or 6 months? I was right in there. 3 to 4 months, one-way trip to Mars when it's at its closest. So yeah, then budget the same amount of time for return, and then to return home, you just can't shoot off randomly, right? You probably can't stay too long if you want to maintain that. What's that called? The transits? Is that what it's called in astronomy when the orbits are at their closest like that? So you got to hustle back too. So you got to worry about that. We're not talking politics. I'm expressing my opinion about the CEO of Twitter and Tesla. I would love for that guy to stay on Mars forever. If that becomes political, in your mind, I'm sorry, but it's my opinion. I'm talking about a well-known public figure who's a CEO of a huge Fortune 500 company. What's up, Heidi? You believe we travel through space when we leave our body at death? Wow, I don't know how that would work out. Because we're no longer physical at that point. If I'm understanding your conception of like worldview there. So I don't know if there would be any space for our spiritual essence, if we have one, to travel. It'd be a whole different realm, I would imagine, but I don't know. I've never done anything like that. Maybe I have before I was born. That's what I kind of think. After we're gone, we're just going to kind of like be in the state we were before we were here, whatever that was. Carmichael, is there water on Mars? No, there's beer on Mars. Well, that's what scientists are trying to figure out. If there's not water, I think they found signs that there was once water, and maybe there might be some frozen ice on the caps or something like that. But yeah, you're probably better off having beer on Mars. Yeah, as Late Model points out, we usually don't talk about politics, but it does come up sometimes. But it's something that I definitely will try to steer our conversations towards, and often I'll steer the conversations away because, I don't have to say it. You guys know right now, and at least in American politics, it's at its most divisive that I've ever seen in my entire life. And I'm an old dude too, so I've seen a lot. So it's always kind of been a triggering thing in some discussions, but now it can be even more so. Okay, so how do you believe once we're gone, it's a spiritual realm for sure, but through space? Interesting, huh? Because it's like the mind-body problem in philosophy. Like, how does non-physical interact with the physical? Like, say our brain is conceived as being non-physical. It has different properties. It doesn't have like hardness and density and mass, weight, volume. That's our brain. Our mind doesn't have those properties. So how does the mind be able to like poke the brain? It exists like it would exist in a different realm or something like that. It's a different substance. But anyway, I don't know. That's but yeah, I'm not sure how non-physical things would move through or even require a physical realm any longer. I really don't know. Not saying you're wrong at all, Heidi. I'm just saying, yeah, I just have trouble conceiving how that would work out. Country Fried Vegan. I'm not saying water for sure. I believe NASA has proof of perhaps ice in the polar regions currently, and in the past there seems to be evidence of water once on Mars, like evidence of like canyons that were carved out by water, stuff like that, but I don't think they have any smoking gun of water in liquid form currently existing on Mars. Anyone want to go check that for us? Anyone want to just go to Google or an AI or something like that? I'm pretty sure liquid water is not yet currently known to exist on Mars. We can't freaking wait to experience that. That's the whole point. Who cares how it works? Huh? You're not going to even worry about that then, as long as it works. Wow. Yeah, I know, Late Model. You've told us. I'm so impressed how you buy 100-pound bags of bulk dry beans. Wow, that's so great for so many reasons. Yeah, you're prepared, if there's some kind of crisis, an emergency situation. And it's just economical, too. I love beans. I wish I had the desire to do something like that. At least get like a 10-pound bag and keep that around, and I should do that. I should keep a 10-pound bag of beans around. I'll see if I can do that, just for emergencies. Yeah, Navia, we don't have a democracy. I think is it more of a republic or something like that? If you want to get exactly like definitional about these terms, yeah, we don't have a democracy, but it's yeah, something similar. Peter, Gavin Newsom said he's going to run for president next time. Would I vote for him? Given if he's the party nominee for the Democrats, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, I'll vote for anyone other than the guy in charge right now. Yeah, I mean, yeah, doesn't matter. I tell you, vote for just like anyone, pretty much anyone. But yeah, I think Gavin would. I think he'd be a better president than the last few Democratic candidates that have risen up, like Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. I think Gavin would be I think he'd be a good president. Compared to what we've been experiencing, I think he'd be a wonderful president. But that's just me. If you don't like him, if you don't want to vote that way, I'm not telling you what to do. Peter asked a question, what I would do personally myself, and that's my answer. Let's see. He thought his wife was discouraging him. Possibly so. I mean, yeah, that is a big freaking deal, running for president. And then if you won too, yeah, that's a big deal. You don't think he'd win, so he can go for it? You want him to go for it. Yeah, I heard. Yeah, Kamala is floating the idea of running also in 2028. I think she's a good candidate. I just don't want her to run again because she's technically the one who lost last time, and I don't think that bodes well, in the voters' eyes. Not mine. I can totally get over that, if she's the nominee, I'll vote for her. No questions asked. But I think for the voting public, people are like, oh, she's a loser. Yeah. So I think that is a negative for her as a candidate. Oh yeah, but he shouldn't be able to run again unless he does some kind of like cheating or something like that. Because yeah, it's unconstitutional to run to serve a third term. I'm sorry, as president. But we'll see how rule abiding he ends up being when it comes time. Uncle, yeah, there probably are trillions of planets scattered throughout the universe. We're just all concerned about our life on this little blue dot here. I hope so, AJ. You're taking a more optimistic view of people than I am, and I love that. That's awesome. I hope what you're saying is reflective of how people will react, because it's a lot different now. A lot of people didn't realize. Oh, really? Like, things are crazy now. Like, there's these like crazy masked men going through neighborhoods, yanking people up and shooting American citizens and killing them. I mean, a lot of people aren't too excited about that. A lot of people aren't excited to see their taxes go up as the billionaires go down. A lot of people aren't excited to lose like their SNAP benefits and health and stuff like that. So a lot of people might have not known what they were getting when they vote a certain way. So I'm saying, yeah, you're right. A lot of things are different now. People are seeing, oh, there's actual effects and consequences. Hey, if you're wealthy and doing great, you probably haven't noticed them. But a lot of people don't fit in that camp and have been or are starting to feel these consequences. So I don't want to get political. I'm just saying this is true. This is a true fact. A lot of people are going, whoa, what's happening? How come this is not what I thought it was going to be? That's nice, Parth. Love exists. Rejoice. Heidi, yeah, let's hope that's true, Heidi. Yeah, Trump isn't running again. People have ran with that. I hope that's true. I hope he is law abiding, follows what the Constitution says, and doesn't try to do some kind of something. I don't know what, just something like declare martial law, because if there's no martial law, you can't have elections. Or try to find some constitutional workaround or somehow. I don't know. Just hopefully he's law. Like I said about vegan gates. Hopefully, I'm hoping what we heard from that guy is true and sincere. I'm hoping so. And I hope with that point of view there, I hope it's right and sincere. I hope so. But in both cases, I've been burned, so I'm a little skeptical. But I hope it's true. I wish for the best, but I got to be a little defensive and be a little skeptical. But I hope my skepticism is. Skepticism is a good thing to have. It keeps you out of from being. If that guy that came here and said, hey, let vegan gates back on, he's cool, and say I didn't have any skepticism, I let him back on, and came here and said all this crazy shit, oh, I should have been skeptical, is what I'm saying. So it helps. It's a mechanism that helps. That's a good point, Country Fried Vegan. Yeah, Trump lost to Biden, and his base didn't leave him. I don't know. You have a good point. Maybe people are different than how I'm thinking. So yeah, I don't know all the answers here. Yeah, and you're right. There was a whole issue back in 2021. I remember, yeah, was he going to acknowledge that he lost the election? to Joe Biden, and there was a question: is he really going to like leave the White House or not? There shouldn't be any discussion or wondering about that. But I remember that then, so that's what I think would give some people some skepticism right now. Is he really going to leave in 2028? You know, so we'll see how it all goes down. Exactly, Uncle. Yeah, Uncle says, I wonder how many people like what they got with their vote or expected what they got. Exactly. It's going to cut down to that. Like a lot of farmers. You hear about farmers. Yeah, they're pro-Trump and all that stuff. Then they realize, oh, these tariffs. Oh, we can't sell our soy to China anymore. Like, whoa, we're effed, you know? So little things, many things like that. A lot of people didn't realize what the consequences would be for, policies that might not be in their best interests. So we'll see how it all works out. I'm not trying to get political here. I'm just trying to like state what I've been seeing happening, and we'll just keep it open like that. I'm not like proclaiming what's going to happen, just giving you my thoughts. Are we better off with what, Uncle? Like with tariffs or what? You know, most people would say no. And I'm glad. I did read enough to know that I think it was last week or the week before, Trump I think made history. He actually accompanied his attorney for the first time. First time a sitting president was in attendance at a Supreme Court. I don't know if hearing's the right word. They were discussing his tariffs because it was struck down by a federal court as not being constitutional. He didn't have the power to invoke the tariffs that he did last April, using the act that he did. So his lawyers argue, no, we had the total powers within our rights. Well, the Supreme Court justices, even the conservative ones, were not too sympathetic to his arguments. So they probably won't side. They probably won't. They'll probably like say no. The lower court was correct, and that those tariffs can't stand. So anyway, I don't want to make this the political live stream. Yeah, he did leave in anger. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Let's see. I think it was both. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm getting confused. I thought it was both. I think you're right. That was the birthright citizenship one. I think I got that confused there too. Yeah, that's right. That was the birthright citizenship. What I just described about the tariffs, that was the birthright citizenship issue. I think I'm getting confused from earlier in the year. The Supreme Court justices discussed it without him being there and weren't really seeing it his way. Maybe somewhere, but it seems like the majority is not going to side on his way. But I'm with you now. Let's just all get along. Let's be cool to each other instead of being cool to just billionaires or something like this. Just be cool to everyone. Yeah, that's a good point there, AJ, huh? You could start with his kids if it was really like a real thing. But anyway, your vegan cult leader, it is hungry. Your vegan cult leader needs some dinner. So, yeah, I guess it's time. It's about 2 hours. Let's see what my timer says here. 1 hour and almost 59 minutes. So, yeah, by the time I'm gone here, it'll be 2 hours. So, thanks, everyone. Thanks for joining me on another Friday live stream. It's always great to see you guys. Always great to see all my happy fam and just all our regular viewers, my moderators, Uncle, Peter. Thanks so much for just spending your Fridays with me. I really can't say enough how it does me good, and so hopefully it does you guys good too. Because you guys listen to my music. You know, I'm sad, bummed all the time. I'm always getting in legal battles with people, it seems lately. So anyway, it's good. It's good to hang out and chill with you guys and discuss everything, any and all things vegan, and wander on even to. Oh man, the Lakers are playing again. Holy crap! Oh, I gotta check that out. Did you hear that? Lakers, yeah, they're number 3 playoff seed. And in the same game, we lost our 2 best players, and they probably won't make it back in time. So anyway, we'll see how their season ends. So anyway, guys, next week, I'll either make a new response video or I'll do a midweek live stream. So if you see me pop up in the middle of the week, like say Tuesday or something, and you can make it, great. But if you're doing stuff because you have a job then or school, no worries about it. You know, you don't have to be at every live stream. But, you know, remember, I'll be here for the Friday live stream at this time. So you always have this if this works out for you guys. So again, thanks so much for being here. And hopefully I'll see you guys at a live stream next week if I do a midweek one. If not, I'll see you Friday. Thanks, Peter. Thanks for sending me all the video tip ideas. Appreciate it. I might do one on that new crazy raw guy. I'll check it out and see if it's too crazy or not. If not, I'll just do a live stream. And thanks, Country Fried Vegan, for another super chat tip. Thank you, AJ and 21st and Carmichael as well for your earlier super chat tips. Much appreciated. And your vegan cult leader can sure use it right now because I've gotten rocked financially from all the weird stuff that's been happening to me, guys. So, guys, thanks so much. Peace to all, and I will see you soon. And until then, remember, doesn't suck being vegan. Bye, guys.